All right. Let's welcome back for the second time to LCB, Scott Eastwood. What's going on? How's everything going?
Good. I'm here in California doing some work, enjoying this pretty pleasant California weather.
It's pretty nice out, and we got a lot to talk to you about, but let's talk right off the top about I Want You Back, new movie, big time rom-com vibes and energy. You can tell us all about it, but I'll give you the description. Peter and Emma have each been left by their respective partners. The two decide to team up to win their exes back by destroying their new relationships. Prime Video, February 11th. You got some funny people in this movie.
Yeah, man, it was a real treat to get to work with comedians of that caliber. I mean, Jenny Slate, Charlie Day, Gina, just this is what they do, especially Jenny Slate and Charlie Day. They're so good at their craft that it made it just really fun for me. I got to come in there, do my thing, and what else I can say, man? They're just rock stars.
This is a comedic role for you, which is not the norm, but what was that experience like? Is there like a little bit of a comedic flair that you were excited to finally like pop off in a movie and showcase a bit?
Yeah, 100%. You want to explore all different kinds of genres. And I done a kind of a small indie comedy years and years ago. And when I did it, I had so much fun doing it. Although the movie didn't turn out that great, I just had a really fun experience doing it. So I was always looking for and trying actively to, find the right thing, find something that, the right for me in it.
So this is the same director, the same mind behind Big Time Adolescence, which I'm sure it's a movie that I know at least a lot of our audience has seen before. He's a guy I think that has proved that he can, make comedy. And I think he also has a very good artistic spin on it, so to speak. And I think you kind of get that vibe when you watch the trailer for this movie. Did you get that sense though, while you were making it, that this was obviously just a little bit more than your average rom-com?
Yes, I did. Jason Burley is a fantastic director. That Big Time Adolescence movie, I watched and was very impressed. So I knew right away the guy had talent. He had an eye, and his, I say, inspiration for this movie and the message that he kept saying during filming and what he really was trying to do in this film, I think he succeeded at, was he was trying to make a movie like When Harry Met Sally. He was trying to, find this grounded humor with this through line of real heart and soul through the movie. And like you said, I think over delivers on that. I haven't seen a rom-com like this since the 90s. So for me, it was, just, he's the guy. We're going to see a lot more from him.
Yeah, in general, you mentioned rom-coms. I feel like we've had some good ones. Don't get me wrong. There have been some good ones, but traditional rom-coms, you don't get as many of those 90 feeling ones. And this one has a specific vibe to it. If you're listening, you've not seen the trailer, watch it. You know what we're talking about right off the bat. What sold you on this? So like you just said, is it that this feels like a rom-com of old? This has something that I'm used to. I know from back in the day almost.
Yeah, look, I mean, what people don't tell you is film is a director's medium. It's great. You got to have good actors. You got to have a great cast, all those things. But the director's really in charge of making those decisions and making those hires from the top down. And so just having somebody with a steady hand that sees the vision from start to finish is what's going to make the difference, in a movie that, is a fine movie to watch or something, but something that could really, sort of make its mark in history.
Mm-hmm. I remember I read something recently just about cinematographers and stuff and other people that surround the job of a director. And a lot of people kind of have a misinterpretation of what a director does, but the director's vision, right? That's what everyone's working on. And like, if they can't execute that and can't help the people around them execute that, then it wouldn't matter if he has the best idea in the world, it would still suck. Like, it's just like, you need to be able to work and like kind of manage all these things like happening at once, which is kind of funny. Cause I think we interviewed a director who said that being a director is almost like being like a glorified PA, because you're essentially just like managing everything. Like, it's not as like maybe as flowery as some people imagine.
Yeah. Everyone's coming at you. Everyone's going at you for decisions all day long. This department, that department. What do you want to do here? Wardrobe, set, decoration. How do you want it to look? Location, lighting. You're just like you're fielding all these decisions, but they're very important. All those decisions you make, if you make quality decisions, those decisions kind of add up to the sum of the whole. And if you pay attention to the details and you stay true to what you want, then, it turns out to be usually a pretty good movie.
You mentioned rom-coms before. Do you have like let's say a top group of favorite rom-coms, like When Harry Met Sally or anything like that you consider like the benchmark for the genre, like what you want to reach?
Sure. Yeah. I think When Harry Met Sally, definitely top 5. Would say Overboard's in there. I would say probably a couple Matt McConaughey early 2000s are in there. Ghost of Girlfriend's Past is a good one. It's kind of a slightly more obscure one that I really enjoyed. He's got another 5 in there that are probably all pretty good.
No, I think that's a great selection. And like we mentioned before, this is like I think a very awesome cast of extremely funny people. I mean, specifically Charlie Day and Jenny Slate. I know a lot of our audience has seen like a trillion different comedic projects that they've been involved with. I mean, just knowing them, and like I've watched like a trillion It's Always Sunny and like Broad City bloopers, stuff like that. There had to be funny bloopers and off-camera moments with them, right?
Every day, all day. That's all they do. They're so good at riffing and going off the cuff and balancing what you give them, what they take, what they don't. It's a real skill. And when you have great partners like them, it makes it, for me, it's easy because you come in and don't know what you're going to get. And you just got to sort of be in the moment, but they really make you better.
Maybe it's one of them. Who is the funniest person that you've acted with? The one person that no matter what, you just couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I think, I think off camera, Gina Rodriguez makes me laugh a lot. She's a firecracker. On camera, it's probably one of those two. It's probably Jenny Slate or Charlie Day. It's probably a close tie, I would say. They both have a different sense of humor.
It's funny. I was almost expecting it to be like an off the cuff answer. Like, yeah, Caleb Landry Jones. Like, man, that guy, he had the whole place in stitches every day while we're shooting this one.
No, absolutely not. No, he's a great guy. He's much more serious actor. I don't know if he ever made me laugh.
He's a very, very serious. He's one of those guys that just assumes
he's a great guy.
Nonstop.
Great guy. He's a great guy. He's just not. He's not the Charlie Days of the world. That guy's just hysterical.
That's fair. That's fair. Reminder, I want you back. Prime Video, February 11th. We got to talk a little big franchise stuff here. Fast and Furious 10. I'm sure you can't tell us anything, but I mean, the sky, they were in space. I mean, space in the last one. Like, what? The sky is the limit. Like, what are we breaking open the multiverse here? We're going to get other car movies. Like what is even, like, what can we even do here?
That's a good question. Look, I think like you said, these movies are great. They're fun. They're multicultural. They're global, and they're important. They're important for, I think, although they're giant popcorn movies have a place where everyone gets to see themselves as a character, relate to one or the other. And I think that's really cool, you know, that what these sort of have, the franchise has morphed into. It's, I didn't see it going that way. You know, when I saw the first Fast and the Furious, did I see it turning into this? Not in a million years. I would have told you crazy if you told me it was going to be the biggest global, multicultural, multiracial movie that sort of spans over 2 decades. But it's amazing what they've done.
Went from boosting combination DVD Panasonic TV players to going into space. It's insane how far that franchise has gone. And I know we asked you actually about franchises last time, just like if there's any you wanted to join, but I want to officially start our own petition because we've been pretty successful at this. We've been pretty successful in sort of like rallying people around getting an actor cast in something and them actually becoming cast in it. J.K. Simmons in Spider-Verse, in the last Spider-Man movie, great example. We want to start our own petition, and I want it to be, of all the franchises out there, I would love to see you in Mission Impossible. And would that be something you're interested in?
Oh, of course. I mean, look, that's something I grew up on. Mission Impossible. I mean, Ethan Hunt, what a badass, you know. It's just those are also really fun, big global movies that I will always go to the theater to see.
Mm-hmm. Give us and this is what we did last time with JK, and this is, I think, something that helps out. Can you give us your most menacing read of a good Mission Impossible line? And I have one. It's "There cannot be peace without first a great suffering." That's from the last Mission Impossible. Can you give us a good menacing line read of that?
There can be peace with first a great suffering.
Oh, there's pain in that. I loved it.
I mean, look, you are.
I don't know who said that, but was that Tom Cruise?
I think it was. Who's the bad guy from the last
Tom
one?
Cruise line.
It was the bad guy. I forget his.
It was both of them. It was
the character's name.
It was both. But now you've just signed yourself up to get your ass kicked by Ethan Hunt, though. You're not going to be Ethan Hunt's side. You're going to you're going to have to die at some point in the movie, I guess. I want to talk Westerns quick before we're going to play a little game here with you. But Ken Jack, I know you want to talk about Westerns. You can get into that.
Oh yeah, no. I think it's a genre where people are sort of gravitating back to it in all forms. You know, like traditional, obviously, but also space westerns. You see, Mandalorian is like the biggest show on the planet. Neo westerns, like I've been, I think, some of the most highest rated movies over the last 10 years. You obviously have like a little bit of a familiar connection there. But what do you think is that draws people to westerns as a genre?
Simplicity. The simplicity is of the stories. You know. Whether they're post-apocalyptic, whether they are in space, whether they're, in the Old West. I think the thematic themes of revenge, betrayal, justice, these things are at core very, very they're just based in human nature, right? And I think we like to see these things in a simplistic way play out. And Westerns historically, if you look back through film history, they've historically become popular, unpopular. It just seems to be kind of the nature of the business. They're heat-seeking missile, right? When they start working, they have studio executives who people are like, we got to make more Westerns. They're working, and then then they don't. Maybe something doesn't work or something, and then people say, "Oh, Westerns are dead." The reality is, I don't think they're dead. It's just at what point in time you'll start making them and they get popular again, and sort of, I think what happens.
It's funny because Ken Jack mentioned the Mandalorian, like the Book of Boba Fett. They just introduced a long time animated Star Wars character, and it was an absolute by somebody in full LeBron James garb just behind me, by the way. That's just what we're doing this week. We
a lot of weird stuff happening.
What a cameo. They introduced the character, and it was such an homage to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Obviously, your connection there. And it's just like, it's crazy, no matter what it is. Star Wars, like there's so much Western stuff. If you could have a dream Western for either you to star in or direct, who would you want to direct your Western, or who would you want to star in your Western if you could make your dream one?
Wow. That's a great question. I think it's twofold. I would say the Westerns that have impacted me the most are at the beginning of my father's career, which was Good and the Ugly, the spaghetti Westerns, or any of the three Sergio Leone movies, really. And at the end of my father's Western career, which was Unforgiven. And if I was making my own Western, I think selfishly, it would be pretty amazing to see my dad reprise, come back for one last ride. I don't know. Maybe it should end in probably the greatest Western ever made, which I think was Unforgiven.
True,
but I don't know. There's a lot of great actors out there. Yeah, a lot of guys who can do Westerns well. Christian Bale. Idris Elba just did a great. Idris Elba just did. First time I've seen him in a Western. Denzel. A lot of really good actors. I don't know. Maybe throw them all in there together.
Let's we're gonna throw a little game here at the end. Our other podcasts we do a movie podcast on Sundays, and then on Wednesdays and Thursdays we do a bracket, and we'll pick random topics. We're gonna do a bracket with you right now. We're gonna do a bracket of just Scots. All right, we're gonna do a Scots bracket, and we're gonna pick it off the cuff. Just give us your pick. First one up: Scotland versus Scottsdale, Arizona. Better Scott.
Oh, Scotland. Duh. Come on.
Easy one seed. Okay.
Not a fan of the retiree community of Scotland.
Wow, no, it's good. You got St. Andrews, you got the old course, you got golf, and you got birthplace of Braveheart. You'll live for a while.
Scottsdale's good. It's bachelorette, bachelor parties too. But Scotland makes sense. Next one, fake characters. You got Scott Lang, Ant-Man, or Scott Calvin, Tim Allen as Santa in the Santa Claus.
Oh, wow. I think I'm going to go Scott Calvin, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
It's Santa. Come on.
You don't want Cole this year, obviously.
Ken Jack, you take the next one.
Oh, yeah. We got Travis Scott versus Ridley Scott. I think this is probably the hardest matchup there is on the planet.
I'm going to have to go with Ridley Scott.
That's not very sicko mode of you. I don't like that at all.
No, it's not.
I'm going to have to turn the interview off after that. All right. The big one. Here we go, Ken Jack.
Oh, yeah. This is huge. Yourself versus Scott Conn.
Man, it's so tough. Scott Conn, when he was like Ocean's 11, Scott Conn?
Yes.
It's not like Hawaii 5-0 Scott Conn. We're talking Ocean's 11. Okay,
Scott Conn, Ocean's 11.
You're gonna allow yourself to be upset there in the 7-2?
Yeah, why not? A good upset from time to time in the bracket.
Who's your champion out of the final four here? Scotland, Santa, Ridley Scott, and Scott Conn.
Oh, it's gotta go Ridley Scott, and it's got to go Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott in Scotland get to the finals, and then Scotland takes it.
Okay.
Too much history. Too much history.
Because Ridley Scott is not even Scottish, which is like the biggest upset ever. I mean, that's kind of messed up. You wouldn't have a guy named David England and he's be Scottish. It's messed up.
Yeah, it's jacked up.
Last thing here, reminder, Prime Video, February 11th. I Want You Back. Check it out. We asked you last time for 6 movies, but maybe let's say they did Oscar noms today. Give us 6 movies that you've maybe, it doesn't have to be from last year's releases, but something you saw in the last year, maybe 6 movies that sparked your interest, you want more people to go out and see.
6. Okay. 6 is a lot, but I'm going to tell you a couple are definitely outliers. They're awesome. I'll tell you 2 from last year. Coda.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Great movie. Got me hooked up. Really, really well done. And then I really enjoyed Dune.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. I watched it twice back to back. I turned it immediately on right after I watched it the first time. And then I watched it another time. So I've seen it 3 times now. And a movie that didn't get enough love a couple years ago, Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great movie.
With Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
That's a great pick. Dune. I saw Dune in IMAX 4 times. So I'm right up there.
God. Right. You saw 4 times? Wow, it's so good.
We have Ken Jack and I, the theater we go to in Manhattan. It's the biggest IMAX at a theater chain in the world. So like, how can you not? Like, if it's there, you got to just keep, you got to keep
I love
going.
that.
Finally, last thing here, February 11th, right? It's right. I mean, perfect movie. Give us the final pitch. Perfect movie for Valentine's Day time. February 11th, I Want You Back. Actually, if you're listening right now, it is out already. Give us one final pitch for the movie.
Elevator pitch. How far will you go to get some back?
Beautiful. Tell you, man, you do really good delivery of that pain in the voice every time. Both line reads you gave us.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, man. This is an absolute blast again. And and congrats to Scotland for winning the Scott Eastwood Scott bracket. That's huge.
I love the Scots. They're great.
Thank you so much. Good luck with the movie, and I hope hopefully talk to you soon.
Same. Do it on the next.
Of course.
Yes, exactly. We'll do an East bracket next time or something.
I like that.